Hello, I am Tanushree, also known as Tanity. The first question is asked by Theo. How much time and effort does it require to complete one project? Your works are amazing though. Thank you so much, Theo. As you may have seen in this video already, I started working on this particular order in the daytime, and by the time I completed packing it, it was already dark outside. Some days it may take me more than a day. It depends on the complexity and the amount. It starts off with me sculpting with clay, which may take me around 6 hours depending on the complexity again. Then I have to bake it. The baking process takes around 1 hour for it to bake and then cool down, and then I have to glaze it. Glazing takes a really long time because if you don't take your time with UV resin, there's a chance you can mess it up because UV resin is pretty much permanent if it cures. So if you mess it up, you're going to have to restart your entire project. So instead of that, I just decided to take my time with it and take it slow. After the glazing process, it is the packing time. Packing is my absolute favorite. It's where I can just relax and just not think about anything. It's the most creative and fun process for me, and I take my time with it as well. It may take me around 2 hours to complete packing the entire order. If there are multiple items, if it's just one item, then it'll take me around 10-20 minutes. The next question that multiple people asked was my brainstorming and ideation process. I don't particularly have a systematic process that I could explain, but it usually starts with me thinking of an idea when I'm in my bed sleeping, trying to sleep, or I'm in class attending lecture. My ideas just come to me very naturally and randomly. Most of the times I can't think of an idea when I really need to or want to, but when I absolutely don't want to, don't need to, it'll just come to me, and it can be pretty annoying, but I immediately note it down because it can be pretty helpful to note it down. When it comes to customs, I generally have the reference that people will provide. Based on that, I love making things in my own art style and not the reference image of someone else's artwork. The next question is anime characters when? I would love to be talented enough to create anime characters or more detailed characters, but I am simply not. Even if I took the time and effort to create those characters, I feel like I would have to make them pretty pricey because of the amount of dedication and time and effort that would go into each piece. Anime characters are extremely detailed, and they have a human-like figure, which is something that I have always been bad with even when it comes to digital art. So making it with clay would be really difficult, and that is simply not my niche. I want to stick with smaller characters, animals, and cutesy things rather than anime characters or humanoid figurines. But when it comes to anime characters, I would definitely love to create Ghibli characters or like the animals within the anime, but not particularly the full characters. Are you happy today? Well, I have been happy the past few weeks, and I am pretty happy today. And the main reason for that is that I have been going out of my comfort zone a lot. And I know that this is very common and a lot of people talk about it, but it is so important for you to go out of your comfort zone to achieve a sort of happiness that you can't get through staying in your bubble. I have been socializing more. I have been saying yes to plans. I have been saying yes to customs that may not be that much of my niche. And I have simply been exploring life a little bit more. I don't take it too fast, I take it slow and sturdily. And because of me going out of my comfort zone nowadays, it has been making me pretty happy to be around people, to make things and succeed at them. Even if I fail, I learn. And all of this has been making me pretty happy. So, yes, I am happy today. How do you stay motivated? Motivation is something that I have struggled with from a very long time. As soon as I lose motivation to do something, I simply don't do it. And because of me not doing it, I eventually get used to completely not doing it and just leave it. And that is something that I didn't want in my business. I didn't want motivation to come in between my business. So instead of being motivated, I stayed disciplined. This is something that I saw in a quote on Pinterest, and it is something that I explored within videos. People talk about how instead of staying motivated, you stay disciplined. You wake up every morning and get a task done, instead of just being lazy and saying you don't want to do it today. The next two questions are, how do you start your small business, and what is the process of getting the label, like the shipping labels? So, when it comes to starting a small business, I am myself pretty small and I am still pretty clueless. But the first thing that I needed to do was research. I did a ton of research on material, on niche, on what kind of vibe that I want my brand to be. The branding is extremely important. So that is something that I would do when you want to start your small business. You also need to decide what platform that you want to sell on. That is extremely crucial, because if you sell on a website, then you can't particularly make a lot of customs. If you sell on Instagram, you are able to get a lot of DMs, because of which you can make a ton of customs. And so you need to decide the platform. The shipping label, it is pretty simple. When you go to any shipping partner like Delivery or ShipRocket, and once you create the order and you decide to ship it out, you have to click ship now, which will give a bunch of options for delivery partners. And once you finish that, it will give you a generated shipping label. You simply print that out in the size that it is and put it on your box. Stand loose, yeah.